Hello everyone and welcome back to the Football Forecast. In today's video I'll be reviewing Crystal Palace Liverpool, and as a Liverpool fan I am deeply disappointed with this performance. I thought there was so much that went wrong, especially in that first half. I think there's lots of tactical errors that Arne Slot made. I'm going to go through this video. Where can Liverpool improve? What can they take from this match? But where have they gone wrong, and what can they take from this game moving forward? So Palace did start the brighter in this game, and they scored through Ismaïla Sarr from a very good set piece, well headed down by Mark Gahey. And after that, Palace really got the momentum. They got the crowd behind them, and it was even louder than it was before. And Palace just kept pushing, and they should have had another goal at least. I think they should have been up 3 or 4-0 by the 30th minute mark. There were so many chances. Nketiah had a couple. I mean, Munoz had one, and Alisson just made an incredible save. Just made so many one-on-ones, and Alisson had an incredible game throughout, and he kept Liverpool in it. And if Liverpool got anything from this game, it would have been down to one man, and that was Alisson. Because in that first 30 minutes, no one looked good on the ball. No one was playing well. It was only Alisson, and that was it. And I think that's down to a lot of players weren't playing well. Someone like Eddie Nketiah had a 30 minutes of just what Nketiah can have every now and then. Nketiah is usually very good, but every now and then he has 30 minutes where he has this sort of performance, and that happened today. And when he's in that sort of mood, he just doesn't sort of change from it. We do see this with Nketiah all the time. And I was sort of thinking in the first 45 minutes, just get into halftime. Just get into halftime and allow Slot to make any changes that he needs to do. And he did need to make some changes, which he did by bringing on Cody Gakpo at halftime, as well as the players having a really poor first half. At the end of the day, Arne Slot is at fault for this first half, and that does come down to his team selection. And there's one key selection issue, and it wasn't picking Cody Gakpo in this game. We're picking an out-and-out winger, and that has cost Liverpool today, I do believe. And that's because we just weren't able to stretch the pitch with Florian Wirtz as the winger. It's not Florian Wirtz's fault, it's just not his game. He also wasn't asked to do that today. He was asked to basically play sort of around this area, go basically into the pockets where you'd expect Wirtz to thrive. But against a team like Crystal Palace, this never was going to work, and that is because they're so good at defending in the middle of the park. We know this. I just can't understand why Slot has done this today. And I think he should have made the change after 25-30 minutes, but he decided to try stick with the tactic. And as soon as we went 1-0 down, it was even going to be harder to break it down because there was no space. There was just nothing. And it felt like in that first half, Palace had 12, 13 players on the pitch. It was ridiculous. Crystal Palace played a brilliant game of football in that first half. And they didn't have a lot of the ball. But why do they need to have a lot of ball when they're going up against the Premier League champions? Play how you win the game, and that's exactly what they did. And Palace were good to watch. They were brilliant on the break. As soon as they lost the ball, they broke. And I think an example of sort of how good they were is look at this block. Look at these sort of 4 players in the middle of the park here. Sort of in this rectangle area, you've got this sort of area of the pitch. And this was the area of the pitch where Liverpool was struggling so much. They couldn't get the ball from these 3 because McAllister was actually playing a lot deeper in this half to allow Kirkies to basically play as the winger. So McAllister here in this area, there's just no way to sort of progress the ball through, and that's because of these 4 midfielders, and they were just so good at this. And then as soon as you get it into one of Wirtz, Isak, then you've got Richards, Lacroix, Gahey, 3 brilliant centre-halves to deal with any problems. And the only threat that I thought Liverpool had in the first half, and he didn't have a great game, was Mo Salah. I thought Mo Salah and maybe Bradley down this right-hand side, plus maybe Szoboszlai, was the only threat I thought Liverpool ever produced in that first half. And that was purely off sort of just working the ball down that side. But we couldn't do this because Palace didn't have to worry about this left-hand side. Munoz didn't have to worry. They just left Munoz on Kirkies because Kirkies isn't even a winger. So what happened is that they were just able to drift across. But that was the only time I actually thought Liverpool were going to threaten, apart from set pieces where Konate should have scored to equalise for Liverpool. But it would have been a completely undeserved game based off what we said. But yeah, credit to Oliver Glasner. He's actually outclassed Slot today completely. As soon as he saw that lineup, he must have been thinking, okay, I can just do that, and that will cover everything Liverpool want to do. And that's exactly what it did. And when Palace won a bet, they just absolutely broke on Liverpool. So what was the changes in the half which sort of did change the game? So what was the key change for Liverpool which helped them get back into the half? It was bringing off Connor Bradley for Cody Gakpo. And what Liverpool did is they just moved Dominic Szoboszlai into right back, and then they moved Cody Gakpo out to left, Florian Wirtz back into the 10, and basically went to the shape that Liverpool had been operating pretty much throughout the season, and Liverpool did look way more of a threat, and that's because they had the ability to attack from both sides. And also, I think Munoz, I don't know if maybe Slot picked up on this. Munoz was also only had to go up run at Kirk's because Cody Gakpo, because it was only Florian Wirtz was so tucked in the first half. It meant that Daniel Munoz was basically given the freedom of the right hand side to attack. So I think when Gakpo came on, it gave Kirk's a bit more support defensively, and that's why that threat did definitely lower. Look, Liverpool still gave up chances, and we gave up one obviously in the 97th minute, but we did look a lot better in this half. And I do wonder if we just set up like this for the whole game. I think Liverpool do probably win this game, or at least get a point from this game. I don't think we lose this game. So yeah, that's where I think we've really had issues. Obviously that first half was embarrassing. It really was bad, and we were lucky it wasn't 4-0, 5-0 up in that first half. But Liverpool did sort of give them salvage something from it, but then they obviously lost it in the last minute. So then the goal did finally come for Liverpool through Federico Chiesa. And I think based off the second half, that was pretty deserved. Look, it shouldn't have been an equaliser. It should have been a consolation goal. But Liverpool were knocking on that door, and we did get that chance. I thought Dominic Szoboszlai was excellent in that half, and he really did sort of help us change the game. And Chiesa continues to perform for Liverpool. And at some point, you've got to start going, should Mo Salah be dropped or rested? Maybe you say it's rested for a game. Because Federico Chiesa is performing right now at a way higher level, and I do feel like he could have been brought on a little bit earlier, but at the end of the day that goal did come, and I did feel even though it was a really late goal, it was in the 87th minute, I was like, once Liverpool get that goal, we're in a chance here. This is the chance to go on. This is the chance to win the game, because that's what Liverpool do. We're a team that goes bang, bang, but we just couldn't find a way. And credit to Crystal Palace again. Crystal Palace stuck at the task, and they didn't go into the defensive shape. They didn't allow us to dominate them. They kept trying to score. And look, you can argue about the end of the game with added time. I get it. Look, I don't think that added time should have been played on. Look, it's a long time, but I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to complain. At the end of the day, Liverpool should have defended that set piece better at the end. Liverpool should have played better in the first half. There's so many errors that Liverpool made throughout this game, and eventually you're not going to get away with every error. And it comes back to this issue of, I talked about this in a Liverpool-Everton game. Liverpool played really well in parts of that game, but eventually you can't just play well in parts of a game and win a game of football. I'm a Liverpool fan, and I hope that this continues, but it never was that sustainable. And look, at points I've gone, look, this shows our mentality, but at other points I've said, look, this shows that we need to find ways to win games more comfortably, otherwise it will come back to bite you, and it has this time. And credit to Crystal Palace, they were incredible today, and they thoroughly deserve their 3 points. Standout performances for Liverpool, I'd probably say Alisson, obviously, and he'd be probably one of the best keeping performances I've seen in a long time, and he would be way more credited if Liverpool went on to get something from that game. I thought other threats in that game, obviously Dominic Szoboszlai, I've said that earlier. I thought Ryan Gravenberch was once again pretty good. I know he's sort of at fault for the first goal, but I thought apart from that, Ryan Gravenberch was really good. Who didn't play well? Who played badly? Mo Salah and Konate are the two that really stand out for me. They had poor games. So Liverpool do need to improve, and we've got a massive test away at Galatasaray. For Crystal Palace, Sarr was brilliant. Wharton was good at points. Lacroix was good. The whole defence was really good for Palace. Munoz was excellent, and Palace deserved that 3 points. Let me know your thoughts on this game. Do you agree with my assessment of the game? Do you think Liverpool played better, maybe deserved something from this game? I personally don't think we deserved anything from it. And where do Liverpool need to improve for the next test away at Galatasaray and then away at Chelsea? If you enjoyed this video, it'd be great if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel.